there. Welcome, everybody. This is Brandy M. Miller with Creating with Love and also 40-Day Writer. And I thought for the new year, what I was going to do is set my New Year's resolution and then work on a creative project with you. Because as I said, Creating with Love was designed to be a channel where we work to spread love, hope, and joy through creative expression. And most of my videos recently have been talk and not a lot of creative expression. So I thought we would take a step back, return to our roots, and fulfill the purpose for which we were designed, which was to encourage people to create, to encourage people to explore writing and art and music and dance and all the things that go into creating with love. I'm going to start this year's project by opening up my screen, and I'm going to show you my process of writing a novel. And we're going to work on this novel, and it's probably going to be a series throughout the coming year as my way of giving to you that gift of creative expression and showing you my processes and my thoughts and how I put things together, and in the hopes that maybe it'll inspire you. So let's go into Google Drive, and I'm going to use Google Docs to kind of map this journey out. And we'll start with 2025, and we'll call this Journey to Love. That may be the title of the series, that may be the title of a novel. I don't know yet. I haven't really decided. But we're going to insert a table, and I'll show you why in a minute. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 parts. We're going to slide this over. Like I said, this is my writing process. This is what I go through when I'm working on it. I always start with a problem. And in this case, the problem is, how do we reclaim the world for Christ, right? That's my problem. Why do I care about reclaiming the world for Christ? Well, Christ is love incarnate. So by reclaiming the world for Christ, I help reclaim the world for love, which means that peace will naturally follow. Because if you love your neighbors yourself, you're not going to be at war with them. You're not going to be beheading them. You're not going to be killing them. You're not going to be doing harm to them. You're going to be cherishing and treasuring them and treating them the way you would want to be treated. So I figure that if I can help reclaim the world for Christ, we get a more peaceful world, and that's a win-win for everybody. Now, the reason that you don't know how to solve your problem once you've confronted the problem is that there's some kind of mistake or bias that you've got in your thinking. Bias is the part of our brain that operates on our beliefs, our ideas, our assumptions, and the stories we've been told by others or told ourselves about how the world works, what's good for us, what isn't good for us. And so I have to recognize that the mistake in my thinking is what is going to be my biggest obstacle. Now, obviously, right now, I probably don't know what my biggest mistake is. So I'm going to leave that blank for now. It'll probably become obvious to me later. There's a truth that I'll have to embrace based on that. And then that'll lead me to the solution. I guess my mistake is thinking that everyone wants the same thing I do. That's kind of the mistake everybody makes, right? That is the epitome of bias, is thinking that everybody wants the same things you do. It's really what blinds us to the truth. The truth is that everybody is not you. And so the solution to how do we reclaim the world for Christ is really to listen to other people and explore why they don't want Christ. Now, once you know what the solution is, right, you've got to unpack the 5 biggest obstacles and what your answers are going to be to those so that you know what it's going to take to get to the results you want and the transformation that you want to see. So, obstacle 1, maybe they don't know who Christ is. Obstacle 2, they have a mistaken belief about Christ. Obstacle 3, they don't see the benefits of embracing Christ. Obstacle 4, what else? They're afraid to embrace Christ. Maybe they've got something in their past. Maybe they've done something. Maybe they're afraid that if they came to Christ, he wouldn't receive them. Obstacle 5, let's see. Because what I know about people is that they all need love. That's actually one of our core driving needs. We literally will choose to die rather than live without love. And so if we're going to help the world embrace the actual embodiment of love, then we have to understand what's going on in their head and what's really stopping them. So let's see. They're afraid to embrace Christ, or they don't believe Christ would accept them. Maybe they feel like they're an exception to his mercy, like they've done something so terrible that nobody could forgive it, not even Christ. And so in order to succeed in my goal of reclaiming the world for Christ, I have to know these things, and I have to find a way to tell my story in such a way that they'll get past the obstacles, open up to Christ's love, and let him into their life. So answer 1, I've got to let them know who Christ is. Answer 2, I've got to correct the mistakes. And answer 3, I've got to make the benefits of embracing Christ clear. And there are so many. I mean, when you open up to love, to pure divine love, and you let that into your life, it changes everything. I mean, that's been my experience. That's been my whole experience, is walking with and learning to let Christ into my life and let his love be the guide to everything I do and every choice I make and how I respond to things. And am I perfect in it? No, by no means. If you know me, you will know how imperfect I am. And it won't take you very long to figure it out. But it's continually working to make me better. And that is the goal that I have. All right, so we need to tackle the reasons fear exists. Answer 5. And this one takes almost a divine level of intervention, because if you don't believe Christ will accept you, you probably have an entrenched belief that you are not worthy of love. There are 2 kinds of narcissists in this world. They're the kind who believe they're not good enough for love, and the kind who believe they're not worthy of love. And they actually operate in polar opposite directions, but they usually attract to one another. The one who believes they're not good enough for love will spend so much time and energy. They are the overachievers. They will excel at everything, but never be satisfied with anything they do. They will work and work and work themselves to death, thinking that if they can just do enough, they will finally be able to receive love. What they don't understand is you can never work enough to deserve love. Love isn't something you need to work to deserve. Love is an unmerited gift given by the giver. You can never work hard enough to get there. And the other person who believes they're not worthy of love, this is almost an impassable barrier because they will work to prove themselves right. They will do everything possible to destroy their relationships. That's what the brain does. When you have a story set about who you are and what is possible for you, your brain will work hard to confirm the story that you believe. That it will present all the evidence that proves you right. If you believe you're a loser, it'll collect all the evidence you need to prove yourself right. If you believe you can achieve something, it'll work to collect all of the evidence that says you can. So somebody who believes they're not worthy of love, the brain is actively working to gain evidence that proves them right, that they're not worthy of it. And the truth is, none of us are worthy of it. It's only when you accept that reality, that you're not worthy of love, that you can never be worthy of love, that love is so great and so awesome and so powerful and so incredible, that you could never be worthy of that. But again, that's the point. You don't have to be. Love will meet you wherever you are and walk with you to where it wants you to be. That's the beauty of love. It's not there to judge you or condemn you or to turn you away. It's there to receive you and help you become the best possible version of yourself that you can be. That's love's job. And it's the only thing love ever wants of you, is that you just let it in and let it do its work. That's the whole message of Christmas. No matter how big a mess your life is, no matter how dirty, no matter how full of crap it is, no matter how much of a beast you are, it can find room in your heart if you will just let it in and say yes and open that door and let love into the stable of your life and let it be born there. It's going to be tiny. It won't take up much room, but it is going to do something else. It is going to eventually shine a light so bright over the top of your life that those wandering in darkness can find their way to him by it, and those seeking his wisdom can find it, and through it, find him. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of that. It's beautiful. The truth is a beautiful thing. Most people spend their lives terrified of the truth. But here's the truth. You can't get to love without the truth. All right. So we've got to tackle the reasons the fears don't exist and overcome the obstacles. Actually, no, we've got to change their beliefs. Work to instill new beliefs in them by exposing the origins of their bias. And I put bias that way because it's beliefs, ideas, assumptions, and stories. That's what bias is. And yes, your brain operates on a bias operating system. How cool is that? All right, so obstacles, answers, and then results. People opening up their hearts to receive Christ's unconditional and divine love. And the transformation for our world that comes if that happens is going to be amazing. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. There we go. We've outlined your story and it didn't take us all that long. In fact, we've done it in just 15 minutes and probably would have taken us less time if I'd done less talking to you. So this is how I outline my stories. That's all it takes to get started. I hope you take this tutorial, practice it yourself. I recommend starting with a problem that you have solved in the past and already know how to solve, because that will make it easier for you to point out the mistakes you were making before you figured out how to solve it that were keeping you from making progress in your journey. Journey? Yeah, journey. Also, you will know what truth you had to embrace to get to the actual solution. You will know what obstacles you had to overcome to get to the results, and you will know the transformation that happened in your life because you went on this journey. Now, interesting thing about using this system is that it is universal. It doesn't matter what kind of story you're trying to create. It doesn't matter what kind of work you're trying to do. You can use this for copywriting. You can use this for fiction, nonfiction, memoir, even a children's story. Because as short as a child's story is, or a poem, because as short as a child is, as short as a child, yeah, that's funny. As short as a children's story is, it still comes with a problem that the child must solve. In fact, that's the hallmark of a good children's story, is that the child is the one solving the problem, not the adults around them. If you're doing a poem, you might capture the emotions as you went on this journey. You might write a poem about each stage of the journey so that it's a coherent collection. You can also use this as a springboard for creating music or art. Just walk through the emotion and the scenes from each of these steps on your journey, and you will have a fantastic framework for creating a series. And we all know that, well, maybe you don't, but for an artist, a series of things sells better, especially if it's a coherent package, than a one-off piece does. So this journey that you just outlined is ideal for creating a series of works. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you found this helpful. If you set your New Year's resolution to be that you were going to write a story in 2025, this is a great way to kick it off. All right, guys. Thank you for watching this video. I want to let you know, in the next video, I'm going to be going over the 9 characters that appear in every hero's journey. And yes, the journey to love is a hero's journey. It's a journey from selfish and basically survival-oriented thinking to long-term strategic survival thinking and actual love. It is a difficult journey, challenging to anybody, no matter how long you've been on that journey. Even when you're advanced in levels of love, you still have to fight your daily battle for overcoming your own selfishness so that you can be selfless in giving, so that you stop worrying about who's going to take care of my needs and start worrying about how can I help take care of other people's needs. All right. Like I said, tomorrow's journey is going to be about the characters that belong in this story and their roles and what they do. So I hope you'll join me for tomorrow. And then if you like this video and you want to see more things like this where we're working together to create with love, please subscribe to the channel, like, comment below what you thought about this. If you want to share with me your outline for your story, I'd love to see it. And then if you think you know somebody who wants to write a book or wants to write a story or wants to become a writer, do them a favor and start their New Year's off right with sharing. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day.